Hello YouTube, it's Nikisha and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 3 of Nicki Thinks, and as you see from the title, we will be talking about the L word. Yes, love. So let me preface this video by saying I do not think that me, Nikisha, has ever been actually deeply in love with anyone, ever. Like, I've liked people, many people. I still like people up to this day, but I've never been like, oh my god, in love. Like, I can't get this person out of my head, like swooning, all that jazz that you see in like TV shows. Nah, not me. But one of my friends on Facebook like suggested that I talk about this, so here's my opinion. Let's go on this wild ride together. First of all, my main thing about love is nowadays there are too many people in this world falling into lust and calling it love. Like, what I mean by that is there are too many people out there worried about falling in love with the right appearance and right skin color and right body type and appropriate like abilities that don't matter. Like, if you party every night, like if you are like the turn up queen in the world, like if you're the turn up king or queen, like I don't get it. I don't get the attraction to those types of people. But whatever. Just because a person's body looks a certain way or they portray themselves in a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that they are the right human for you. So there are too many people on this planet right now that are falling into lust and feeding into the whole like, I want to be with this like ideal like sculpted human being sent from the heavens because that's just who I need to be with. That's who my heart attracts. That's what I like. That's what I want in my life. But lo and behold, people, the prettiest packages are not always the prettiest people. Like, sometimes they're really, really horrible. Like, you could be really pretty and be really sucky at the same time. In case you didn't know, you could be really, really gorgeous, like devastatingly beautiful, and have a horrible attitude, which makes you ugly. Sorry. There's no way to go around that. If you're ugly on the inside, it finds its way to the outside. Excuse me. But I personally think there are too many people falling into the idea that it's okay to just feed into your carnal feelings and base love on only what you see of this person. For me, in order to love a person, you have to see them in every stage of life. From the moment you meet them to being sick, to not getting what they want right away, to being selfless or selfish, to being to putting someone else before them. Everything. You have to see them in every point in their life in order for you to say that I can genuinely say I love this person no matter what. And a lot of people nowadays don't do that. Like, it's irrelevant to them. They love these people because of body type and what they can do for them monetarily or socially or even sexually. Let's put that out there. If you can do it for them sexually, then hey, you're a winner in their eyes. But I think there's more to life than sex and money. Like, that's just me. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I'm weird. But that's just me. There's more to life than sex. Sorry to break it to you, young kids, but there is. Another thing about love is sometimes it's not always, what should I say? It's not always like shown back to you the way you show it to other people. It's not always returned in the same way, sadly, because you could go through hell and high water for a person and they won't even jump in a puddle for you. So it comes right back to masking the lust with the word love, because this person could be devastatingly attractive and beautiful and you could love all their qualities, but on the inside they're not willing to do a quarter of what you do for them. Like, it's not, it just doesn't add up. For me, love is like a scale. You have to put a certain amount on both sides for it to be balanced, for each person in the relationship or friendship or whatever to feel like they are being valued and their issues or their feelings are heard and they're appreciated for what they are and what they bring to the relationship. I also feel like in terms of love, like actually being in love, there's a thing that most people do not know the meaning of nowadays, and it's called sacrifice. And by sacrifice, I mean putting yourself on the back burner, your ideas, your feelings, your wants, your needs, because apparently people don't know the difference between wants and needs nowadays either. But I digress. But putting all those things in you aside for that person, to see that person reach their goal in life. And that's what I think love is truly about. Seeing the other person in your life succeed should make you happy. Because if they can do it, you can do it. And with you behind them, knowing that you pushed them to, like, you helped them get to that point in their life should give you enough gratification to where you want to go after what you want to go after in life. And you can feel the same, oh, this person is behind me like I was behind them. So it all really boils down to sacrifice. Love to me equals sacrifice. They're one and the same for me, because you can't walk into a relationship or a friendship or any kind of like interaction with another person without giving up or at least letting loose something that you have probably always wanted or thought you've always wanted. So, for instance, in a romantic relationship, one person may want to live on the East Coast where it's like buses, trains, like here in New York, you want to live on like where you're in a metro area, like where everything's easily accessible, where other people might want to live on the West Coast and you have to drive everywhere. Like you want to live in Hollywood and you want to drive and you want to be like hot all the time and stuff like that. Like you want warm weather instead of the changing weather And if you really love that person, or those two people really love one another, they'll probably find somewhere to meet, like in the Midwest or something. You never know. That was a crazy example, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Hopefully. Another side of love is like not so good part of love, which is the heartbreak. Heartbreak sucks. I mean, I may not have ever been in actual love, but I've been in like pretty deep enough to know that it sucks when you get your heart broken. Like, it's bad. Like, I mean, I've liked people and I've realized that they didn't like me back in the way that I liked them. And you come to the realization that this is really hard. You're just like, wow. I just spent however long liking this person, and it's all for nothing because they're completely and utterly dedicated to a whole different human being. Like, it's just, it's really hard. And I mean, it's for me, honestly, love is the most devastatingly beautiful thing that mankind has ever felt in life. Because let's take it back to when, let's say, when Jesus was brought into the world. Yeah, I went there. Jesus. I'm a Christian, in case you didn't know. But yeah, when Jesus was born, God knew that he was sending his son to earth to be basically sacrificed for all of our sins. So that's pretty big in terms of love, because I know a lot of people with kids that probably would never, ever give up their child, like their one and only child, just to save billions of other people that they don't even know. Like, that's big. That's epic. Like, he actually died. He was beaten, spit on, like nailed to a cross. Like, not taped up there, nailed up there. Nails through his hands and his feet. And like, beaten, poked, prodded, spit on, kicked. All for people. Like, because he loved us that much. That's a love that I would never, like, that's a love that my head will never be wrapped around, ever. Like, I will never understand how someone could love you so much and in turn they hardly get their love is like an ocean, and our love toward him is like a drop in a bucket. I'd never understand that. He dedicated his entire life, 33 years of his entire life, went to us, basically. And it's like, I still can't, I will never be able to wrap my head around that. Like, that must have been hard. Like, you're dying for people that don't even know that they're like you died for them. The people that the people that are killing you are the ones that you're dying for. That's really crazy. But off the religious concept of it, it's love for me is like it's a big, it's not like a feeling for me, it's more of an action word, because for me to know that you love me, or for anyone to know that you love them, you have to show them, you have to do certain things for that person to know that you love them. It's an action word before it becomes a feeling. You don't just say, I feel like I love you, and the person just doesn't accept that. Like, I wouldn't accept that. If somebody came to me and was like, I feel like I love you, I feel like I love you, what are you doing to prove that you love me, is the question. Like, you have to do something. Anything. Like, make me something, spend time with me, call me, text me, be interested in me. That's how you would show me that you love me. Like, I don't understand where females nowadays got their idea of love. Like, not everything is about sex. It's really not. Because it will be a cold day in hell when I let a boy tell me, if you love me, you'll have sex with me. You'll show me you love me by having sex with me. What? Like, I've never understood how females could succumb to that as, oh, he loves me. He said he loved me, so I did it. He could say the sky is purple. So what? And then the thing about it is, you give up something so precious for nothing. Because he becomes a nothing. He becomes a non-existent human being in your life. All because he said he loves you. Like, you become his crazy ex-girlfriend because now you're hooked on him because he loves you. He loves you so much. Now you're hooked on him, and when he's gone, you can't move forward because you're not done being tied to him because he loves you. And I don't think that people nowadays understand the power of words, especially words like love. For a lot of people in their lives, they have never felt actual love, whether it be from a parent or anyone else in their lives. They have never felt loved. So love is not a word that can be easily thrown around every which way in their life. You can't just throw that at them and then leave them. You can't just throw that at them and break up with them. You can't throw that at them, and once the rough times get rougher, you can't just turn your back and say, I never wanted to mess with you in the first place. Those are the kinds of things that damage people. Like, it hurts people. It doesn't only hurt physically, it hurts mentally, emotionally, and then, like, it leads to the physical hurt. It leads to the physical harm. It leads to a whole bunch of other things. It leads to that person not knowing how to love, or how to receive love, rather, because they've been told that they are loved and they were loved, but the person that loved them is gone. The person that loved them left them. You can't just promise someone love and then take it away just because you don't feel like that anymore, or just because the day changed and you found something better, or you found a better opportunity, or you wanted something different that day. It's love is a very damaging word, honestly. Like, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because love is amazing. Being in love is probably one of the most amazing feelings in the world. But on the other hand, being loved and losing that love, or never feeling that love and having it taken away, is one of the hardest things to deal with in life. It will screw you all the way over. Like, it will screw you over horribly. But I mean, I think everyone should give love a chance, at least. Like a few chances, because you won't find, people very rarely find their first love in their first try in life. You gotta mess up a couple of times. You gotta think that you're in love to actually find it somewhere. You gotta sit there and contemplate and make pros and cons lists, and you gotta sit up there and like really deliberate. Is this person worth sacrificing for? Am I willing to put this person ahead of myself in every and any event? Am I willing to provide for this person when they don't have? Is this person willing to provide for me when I don't have? So, love, in essence, for me, is sacrifice, determination, and compromise. I mean, you have to compromise. You have to make both sides feel heard and appreciated, and you have to work. It can't be just a pull or a push. It has to be a pull and a push for things to meet in the middle. There's a certain kind of like unity that has to be there in terms of being in love or loving someone or saying that you love someone, because you can't just, like I said before, you can't just throw it around. Love is not a word that you can just throw around for every and anybody. Like, I mean, it's just not. I don't know what better way to explain that. It's not a word that you can just sit there and be like, hey, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, but that's how people get hurt. That's how people end up harming themselves and like doing all these crazy things because somebody said, I love you, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. So, in essence, what I'm trying to say is, if you love somebody, show them you love them. Connect with them. Talk to them. Do what you have to do on your part to make that person understand how you feel. And then after that, the ball is in their court. Whether it be friendships or romantic relationships. The ball is in their court once you have done everything that you needed to do, or feel like you've done everything you needed to do. The ball is in their court. You don't need to worry about it anymore. Like, your hands are clean. That's it. Like, it's that. It's complicated, but it's cut and dry in a way. So, this was a very complicated topic to talk about. But I hope that I have brought some kind of light with my ramblings. And links will be below. Like my usual links will be below. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Leave any other suggestions for topics or videos, rather. Leave any topics that you want me to talk about and ramble on about like I did in this video. Leave those in the bottom bar below in the comment area. I can't speak, maybe because it's like 12:30 at night, but I can't speak. Leave those in the comments, and add me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everywhere else that I am will be linked below in the information bar. So that's about it. I will probably see you guys with another video on Monday. And these videos will be more on time since this one's going up kind of late. But next week, new week. So I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be here watching me talk and ramble on. Hopefully you're interested. Hopefully you like this series. Maybe I'll do a different series next month. My birthday month. Whoop whoop. Actually, it's 30 days officially today. June 7th, which is the day this is going up. June 7th is officially 30 days till my birthday, which is July 7th. Whoop whoop. Yay me. But I'll go now since I'm rambling and chatting. So, Nicki out.